This video is less of a review, more of a recommendation to get yourself some form of battery backup if you're running a smart home. So if you're an IT guy, you may be familiar with UPSs or uninterruptible power supplies or battery backups. Perhaps if you're just entering into the smart home world, perhaps you never thought about having something like this. So this isn't necessarily a review on this APC 700. I will mention why I decided to buy this. But really there's kind of a couple of main reasons why you might want to consider some form of battery backup. Now obviously if you have a power outage, your smart lights aren't going to work because you have no power. But things to consider is obviously when you have a spike or if something trips and kind of lights go out, perhaps you don't want to have your kind of node infrastructure disrupted. So perhaps you still want to have things beacon out to the internet to communicate that something's gone down, or you just want your your NAS that you're running as well to stay up. So these things don't really require a lot of power. So if you look at a simple kind of NAS, it's around 50 watts. The Hue Smart bridges and the Tado bridges, all these things, they're minimum wattage, so that kind of 5, 10, 15 watts as well. So you don't need something super powerful. So this is why something, really even this APC 700 is overkill. You could probably get over 500 and still have a reasonable amount of uptime. But I went for a slightly higher capacity one because if I add additional NASs, I want to make sure I can plug these in and it's not going to struggle too much. So if you're not familiar with how these devices work, basically it's a box that has some honking batteries in it that are going to be able to keep your systems going. So example with this one, if you've got 180 watts of power draw, it's going to be running kind of for 9 minutes. If you've got only something like 40 watts, so if you're just literally running a smart home stuff on it, it's going to keep going for like nearly an hour. So on the back you have, on this example, 4 sockets. So you don't get a power supply with it, you have like an extension kettle plug that you'd plug directly into the back of a server, for example. So if you don't have a server you're replacing, you need to buy one of these to plug into the bottom. You can also use it to surge protect your internet line as well, so the phone line. You can also connect it into USB, and that will enable you to schedule smart things in terms of how long a server or computer is going to stay online before it shuts down. And one thing I'll just make a note of here, if you don't read the manual, and I've seen a few people online moaning about this, you need to pull this out and plug it in if you want it to start working. So basically this joins up the battery connection. So you pull this out, this kind of folds away, and you plug in here and you're away, up and running. And you press and hold this button and it will light up green and do things. When it's on battery backup power, you'll hear it beeping, and then you know that there's been a power outage. So it can be a bit annoying, of course, whilst the power is out, but at least your key systems are still up and running. So I think it's worth investing in something like this. So this particular one in the UK is around £60. I think the 500, I don't think you really want less than the APC kind of 500. There's obviously multiple different companies around that do these products. So I think you're looking to spend at least about £50 to get something that's reliable. But it just means that you're not going to get your systems damaged. So you've got the surge protection, you've got the battery backup, gives you control over shutting machines down or what have you. Obviously the key thing is, depending on how distributed your equipment is going to decide how many of these you need. So I have 3, 2 here in the office and 1 in the house. Oh, I should say 1 in the office, 1 in the kind of the little server cupboard, and 1 in the house to cover all the eventualities that I want to cover. So again, not bad, £150, I'm good. And these things should last you a long time. So I'm replacing my aging kit, which must be around 12 years old now, and it's literally only in the last year that it started to get a bit flaky and decided I need to replace it. If you're thinking, okay, great, I don't have a server, so how the hell do I plug this stuff in? You can buy there's a few options. You can buy basically a plug that goes in the back of here, which then gives you a 3-pin or 2-pin socket that you can plug directly into. You can obviously cut off the original plug on kind of a 4-bar, 5-bar extender and put a kettle lead on it and then plug it in, and then that gives you the ability to do it. One thing you may find though is you want to use a non-surge protected kind of 4-gang plug, because sometimes, you know, this is doing surge protection. If the plug sockets are also doing surge protection, strange voltage spikes or variation will cause them essentially to do their job and trip out on you, which might not be helpful. But I thought I would just share this, just, you know, if you've never thought about having battery backup before, or perhaps you thought it was for someone that has massive server farms or something that's going to cost you a load of money, for kind of £50, you know, you can get yourself covered. Things are going to be up and running. You're going to kind of reduce wear on hard disks and things like that if you're running it on computers or games consoles or anything. So for me, what this means for me is if the power goes off, the internet stays up, so I can still, you know, be accessing the internet from my laptop. My servers are going to be up and running. My smart home device hubs will still be up and running. So then when the power comes back on, I haven't got to wait for those things to reset, just be instantaneous access to it again. So yeah, I think it's worth thinking about it. Consider getting a battery backup, do some research, and choose a product, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.